Hello, everybody. Papu here. I want to tell you a story that came about yesterday. You know, Yaya reads a lot of books, and not only she reads them, but she remembers them, especially when it has to do with mythology, history, archaeology, exogeny, all that stuff. So yesterday, I don't know how our conversation got to a point where she said, I read a book that there was a territory between China and Russia, and we were disputing who's going to control that area. And in that territory, there was a river that was coming from Russia into China, and it was carrying flakes of gold. So the Russian government sent some agents to walk up the river to go find where the gold was coming from a mountain someplace. So as they walked up the river, they came into a shack, somebody living in there. And they saw that they were hanging for drying fleece of animals, and they were full of gold. So they investigated, and they found out that the man who lived there, family, whoever they were, lived over there, when they killed an animal, probably sheep, they skinned it, ate the meat, and they took the skins and put them in the river to wash. And they kept them there for a while to wash something. And apparently the flakes of the gold deposited themselves like a filter on the fleece. So from there, we jumped into the Jason, the Argonauts, who went to get the gold fleece. So the story goes like this, and I'm telling you the story because it involves Lemnos. So the story says, the mythology is that it was a king in Thessalia who has a son Jason, and he also had a brother. And Jason was very small, and he supposedly he was born prematurely. I don't know how they know that anyway. But this story takes place a generation, let's say, before the Trojan Wars. So that puts it about maybe around 1200 before Christ. So Jason grew up, and his father died, and the brother took the reins of the kingdom. And he was afraid of Jason because he was going to grow up and go after him to get the kingdom. So he gave him an assignment, and he told him, you can have the kingdom here, but you have to go and get the golden fleece and bring it here. Jason says, okay, I'll do that. So he gathered the heroes of all of Greece, included Hercules, Heracles. And some say there were 60, some say there were 50, 55. Anyway, we say there were 50 of them. And they decided that Jason would be the leader of the expedition. They have a boat built, and they named it Argo. And that was the name. Argus was the name of the builder. And from there it became Argonauts. So they sailed with the rows and going up, and they knew that the gold fleece belonged to a king in a city which was on the Black Sea, on the easternmost side, all deep up there, where Russia is now. Sochi is up that way. So the story says that they start and they came up to the island of Lemnos, our island, Lemnos. And it's mentioned by name, I understand, in the old documents. And in Lemnos, they stayed a year. And what had happened at that time, you know, in Myrina, outside Myrina, there is a village called Adroino. And it comes from the word adrophono, which means something about killing of husbands. It's still there, has the same name. And nearby there is a cliff that falls into the sea. And the name of that cliff is called Petasos, which kind of comes from the word petao, which means throw away. What they say happened at that time, the wives, the Lemnians' wives, had it with their husbands, with fighting and drinking and all that stuff. So they got them drunk one night. They took all of them. They went up to the cliff, Petasos, and rolled them down to the sea. So they had no men, no husbands in Lemnos at that time. So the Argonauts came in, and of course, start producing people, and I guess we, maybe especially me, I come from them. So I don't know what my name would have been, but I think would have been Hazoglu. So our ancestors are the Argonauts. Anyway, they left from over there, and they sailed going up to the Dardanelles. That's the straits of the Marmara, and that takes them all the way up to the Black Sea. But the story says that in the Dardanelles, there were some rocks that they were moving closer together, and they're opening, and they close, open, and close. And if you happen to be there when they were closing, you crushed the ship. Somebody advised them and told them that they should have a pigeon to them. And when they come close, to let the pigeon go, and we succeed to go through the closing rocks, means that they were open and they have to go through them. And they did that. The pigeon made it, and they followed the pigeon quickly, and they made it. They only had little damage on the tail of the boat. So from there, they had other adventures going up from the sides and the gods and whatever, and they got to the kingdom where the king had the golden fleece. Of course, the king had a daughter, and the daughter fell in love with Jason and the Argonauts. So he went and asked the king for the fleece, and he said, and it was a skin of a ram, and had golden feathers that could fly, supposedly. So the king said, okay, you can have it, I'll give it to you, because, and I really wanted to give it to you because it was a present to me from I don't know who. But if you succeed to do 3 things that I'm going to assign you, then I'll give it to you. The first one, he told him that he has to tame 2 bulls that they breathe in and out fire. Very mad, breathing fire. The second one was to plow a field and seed teeth from a dragon, that these teeth will sprout and grow up into mean warriors. So if you succeed all that, and don't get killed, then I'll give you the fleece. So, of course, some goddess showed up and gave him a cream that he put all over his body, so the flames couldn't burn him. So he succeeded to plow the field. The dragon, they put him to sleep, I don't know what, they got the teeth, and he planted the seeds, and of course, as they said, warriors grew out of them, very mean, ready to kill him. But his love, the daughter Medea, was with him, and she advised him that to take a rock, secretly throw one to the warriors. So he did that, and the warriors thought that the rock came from one of them, though they were fighting, and they killed each other completely. Mission accomplished. Go to the king says, okay, I've done all that, so give me the fleece. He says, no, you can't have it. I'm not going to give it to you. It's a present from someone, and I'm not going to give it to you. But his fiancée Medea knew that the fleece was hidden in a tree, near a tree somewhere, and there was a dragon, mean dragon, that was guarding it and didn't sleep. 24 hours a day he was there guarding it. So they got over there, and they, of course, the goddess showed up, and also the god of music, Orpheus, showed up. Orpheus started playing music, and I think Medea was telling some stories, and they succeeded to put the dragon to sleep. They got a fleece, and they made it back through many adventures. Some stories say that they got lost, and for years they went up and down rivers, and they finally got back home. And some story says they gave him the kingdom. Some said they did not give him the kingdom. Anyway, it's a good story, and I like it when Lemnos gets involved with that story. I hope you enjoy it. I enjoy telling you. Okay, bye-bye.